These are the last headphones you'll ever need to buy. Let's check them out. Oh, hang on a second. Dave Taylor here, and I'm checking out these. These are so gorgeous. These are the Master and Dynamic MW75 ANC wireless headphones, and they're absolutely just some of the best headphones I've ever heard. The music is just gorgeous in them. It's a big, lush sound. There's a huge sound stage. I was listening to some like really well-engineered music, and it's just sublime. It's really, really nice. Now, let me give you some specs, and we'll do some demos, and then we'll talk about the price, because these are not actually budget headphones. These are a little more expensive than that. So they are powered by 40mm beryllium drivers, which gives you, if you plug it into your computer or audio source, high-res audio up to 24-bit at 96 kilohertz. Adaptive active noise control, so you can get rid of all that pesky background noise, super helpful. Bluetooth 5.1, which gives you better connectivity and much more range, and perhaps most importantly, multi-point connectivity. So you can simultaneously have these connected to your phone and your computer, for example. Listen on your computer, and when a call comes in, just have it switch to your phone so you can take the call, and it does have built-in microphones, and then you can go right back to your laptop and enjoy some more music. So very nice. Features Aptx Adaptive, which is a really wide, high bandwidth communications protocol that gives you a lot of information from your music source, assuming you have something that does Aptx. And battery life, lots to like there. It's 32 hours on a charge, or if you have ANC on the whole time, 28 hours. A 15-minute charge will give you 6 hours of additional listening. And how do you charge it? USB-C. There's a whole bunch of cables and stuff in the carrying case. We'll get there in just a minute. And there are microphones. It has 4 beamforming microphones, which gives you 2 ambient listening modes. So the microphones are needed for ANC because it has to hear the music around you to be able, or hear the noise around you to be able to cancel that out. But it also means you can use this for a phone call because you can talk. These are a microphone. It's not as good as a headset with a boom mic with it sitting right in front of your mouth, but I'm going to test that in just a second. There's also an app called M&D Connect, and it is one that gives you control over things. And you know, we've talked enough. I'll come back to some features in a minute, but let's go ahead and get this thing rolling with our demo. So I'm going to turn on recording, and then the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go into the M&D Connect app, and you can see here's my MW75s. I'll put them on, and I'll show you why I'm doing that. And there's not a ton of things you can do here. Probably the most important is that the firmware can be updated, and you see in the middle your headphones are up to date. But if I go to the gear icon, and then I go to sound, then I can change ANC settings. I can change my sound profile. I can also turn on or off audio prompts. I like having my headphones tell me something like connected, but some people don't. You can turn that off. We go to controls, and then there's a bunch of other things you can do. And I think the one I most want to highlight is that on-head detection at the bottom. And this is something where right now they're not playing music, but if I put them over my ears, then the music starts. And when I take them off, the music stops again. And it's a feature that takes a little getting used to, and I think some people probably disable it, and now you know how. But you can also leave it on, because I find that because it also has that auto off timer, which you can also adjust, then that makes it pretty easy for you to actually just sort of forget about all of that and just like put them down and not worry about it, and know that they'll turn off automatically and they'll be ready to go next time because they won't have wasted hours and hours of battery. I can't tell you how many earlier generation headphones from different manufacturers I have had where I forget to turn them off, put them in my computer bag, pull them out the next day, and they're dead because they have been on the whole time, even though there was no music playing or anything. So I really like auto off. So that's pretty much all the key features. There's a little more on the side here with some quick start information and various links and stuff, but that's probably the highlights of the app. So let's go to a demo for voice. So I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the voice memos, and then I have, before I put these on, I have background noise. We're going to test the environmental filtering of the microphone. So when you see me touch this, this is what's going to happen. It's going to be a lot of background noise, like I'm at a really loud cafeteria, or yes, possibly a bar at happy hour. And that's going to be the background against which the microphones will have to try to pick out my voice. So let's temporarily leave the bar. And I'm going to put these on, and then we're going to start the recording. So now what you're hearing is my voice is picked up by the MW75. I'm not yet in the noisy environment, so this is just a quiet environment pickup. But let's turn on that noise, and let me even move it a little closer to me, and let's hear what it sounds like. So you can hear a little bit of background noise, but as I talk, it's doing a good job of canceling out that noise. So even though I'm in a noisy environment, you can still focus on what I'm saying. Really, really nice. Now, let's stop that again. And so now it's just my voice being picked up again. And obviously, it works with the recording, it works with anything because they're just Bluetooth headphones. So you can pair them with anything. You can use them for calls on Android or iPhone or your Mac or your PC, whatever. It's going to work with all of that. It's simple technology. And so we need to talk about the sound. But let me stop the recording, and then let me stop the screen recording, and let's talk about this sound, because these are some of the nicest sounding headphones I have heard in a very long time. They are gorgeous. I was listening to some Sting, some of his great studio recordings, and I know that because he is a musician and a sound engineer and everything, his albums sound fantastic. And on this, they sound amazing. I mean, literally, like I was going through music I had been listening to for years and hearing new things. That's how nice they sound. They have a big, rich, very pleasant sound signature. The highs are very listenable. There's no brightness or tinniness to them. There's plenty of bass without it being overpowering. So these are not disco or hip hop headphones per se, but boy, they're going to make that music sound really good. There's so much to like here. Now, let me give you a quick tour of some of the buttons, because that's important too. On the left earpiece, you have power and an ANC button. And then on the right earpiece, you have a multifunction button and volume up and down. And I'm going to be candid, most of the time I just do all of those controls from my source device. So if I'm listening off my phone, I'm going to adjust volume on the phone rather than try to find the buttons on this. But a lot of people like this, and this is something that lets them actually have control without pulling their other device out. So that's cool. We should also talk about this hard shell case. And not a huge fan of hard shell cases because they're so big, but to be honest, these headphones are going to be something you're going to want to baby, and you're going to want to really take care of them. So it also gives you access to a lot of other things. So it includes a 3.5 millimeter to 1/4 inch adapter. It includes an airplane adapter if you're using one of those old airplane plugs. It also includes a USB-C to USB-A adapter because it has 2 wires. Let me get these out. And one of which is this, which is a USB-C to 3.5 millimeter. So you can plug this into the headphones and then plug them into a 3.5 millimeter source, or by using this adapter, you can plug it into a 1/4 inch source, and that gives you a ton of flexibility. It also gives you USB-C to USB-C, which you can use for charging, but you can also use this to plug it into, for example, your PC, and then get the best possible sound. That's how you step up to that high-res audio. But even without that, if you're just sticking with Bluetooth, you're going to get that Aptx adaptive, and you're still going to get great sound. So not a huge fan of the case, but if you're going to have a case, you might as well have one that's going to protect your headphones, and these will definitely do that. And In terms of the materials that they used, it's pretty interesting. It's anodized aluminum and tempered glass. There's tempered glass, I think it's on those earpieces there. And then this is all soft lambskin leather, and the earpieces can be replaced if they get a little bit tired after a while, but they are super comfortable. I have worn these for hours now. I have big ears and they fit perfectly well over my ears. That's something you probably want to know. And they are comfortable, they are light. It's 338 grams or 11.9 ounces. That's not much weight, particularly given the battery life. I don't know how they put so much battery life into something this light, but you know, I don't even care if it was heavier. The sound is what absolutely sells these. These just sound sublime. These are such nice headphones. They're really worth your time. If you have the budget to get something that's going to let you re-listen to all your old music and find new details in it, that's exactly what these will do. So let's talk about the price. But before we get there, I'm going to invite you to subscribe to my channel. Click on that subscribe button. And if you found this useful and interesting, a thumbs up or a like, very much appreciated. Excellent. These are the Master and Dynamic MW75 ANC wireless headphones. They come in 5 color combinations. This is silver and navy, one of my favorites, and it is $599 at Amazon.com. Definitely worth checking out if you can afford it. Like I said, these are wonderful headphones. They're super comfy, and most importantly, they have beautiful sound reproduction. That's all I got. I am afraid I'm going back to Sting's Fields of Gold, and that means I'll have to catch you in my next video.